Hello, I'm Crickets, and welcome back to I Have a Story. I gotta say, President Trump, I know how you feel, because it's happening to me too. Can we stop this with our systems to the actual people that it's happening to every day in our illegal and corrupt court systems? Well, follow along because I got the presidential Trump treatment, and you're about to see it right here. So, in this order, I really want to know, did the judge ever look at any of this, or did he just look at man, woman? That's it. Woman's good, man's bad. We're going to damn the man no matter what. Did he read any of this? Because more is coming that makes absolutely no sense. And this right here is completely a falsified, lying. All right, follow along. So up here it says that I created a YouTube channel where I defame and harass and threaten my children. I've done nothing but love my kids. I haven't threatened my kids one bit. She's the one who's threatened the kids, which I've recorded all of it, and I just keep my mouth shut and don't play into it at all. Because kids don't deserve to be put in the middle of this. This is what causes them to do drugs. What causes them to commit suicide, like our other son did. This has been, God, a total proven history just through this family alone, but we're going to allow it to keep happening, right? So I threaten, harass, and defame my children. I repeatedly threatened to kidnap my kids, if I remember what it said on here, right? I've only ever talked about kidnapping kids once. And that was in this video that she claims, and she even put in here. Here's the video, which I'm going to be playing bits and pieces of this in just a minute to show you just how absurd this is. So it starts. I first start out talking about how my friend shot a police officer. Well, let's go back and look at how that started out. I finally got that video finished and turned my ringer back on my phone to get a phone call from a friend of mine that had an update on a current situation that really coincides directly with what I'm trying to do here. And I have several of these stories to share with you. So I'm sure it made national news about how a local man was shot an officer in the leg, and I can't attest to all of it. Obviously, I wasn't there, and we were only going to hear so much. I don't know exactly what caused him to shoot the officer in the leg. I can only imagine the situation that man was in once you hear the story. So I said a friend of mine called me and told me about a story after the fact that it had already happened and the guy had already been shot and killed. So apparently the friend of mine, who was not a friend, I didn't even know the guy who kidnapped his kids and went through this whole deal. I've never met the guy, I just heard the story when I got the phone call after the fact. So apparently the guy was a friend of mine and called me from the grave after he was dead and said that, what? Huh? Wait, where was he a friend of mine? After the guy was shot and killed, I got a call from a friend who told me about the story. Yeah, that's falsifying court documents. Let's go further. Oh, wrong one. I hope my eyes can hold through. Oh, I closed that one. I didn't mean to. Oh, it doesn't matter. So it says right here, kidnap his own kids to save them. The father had to do what he had to do, which was kidnap his own children. Well, let's go back and see what I actually said here. The story I got last night, I can't read it. It said at 1 minute and 26 seconds. We'll just start right here. Misconduct, and nobody would do anything about it. So he went and kidnapped his own kids. That's why law enforcement was after him, because he went and kidnapped his own kids to save them. Because the system didn't do their job again. Let's keep track of my time here because, oh wait, the mother has been arrested. Where did I say the father had to do what he had to do? Was it, let's keep, she said at 1 minute and 26 seconds I said that. Several accounts of this. Where did I ever say the father had to do what he had to do? I'm understanding is falsifying court documents. Once again, this is just like Trump. When Trump comes out and says something like, what, do you think I really want to see people die? And the media comes out and cuts out the beginning of it. This is illegal. This is part of the problem with our whole society, and I talk about it. If the news and our politicians are getting away with it, now people think they can do it too, right? This is all wrong. Illegal, immoral, corrupt. I'm hoping Trump shuts it all down in our media because I'm tired of it. I don't want to. I want to have multiple opinions and thoughts, but not lies. And this is an outright lie. And since our news and our media is getting away with it, apparently she thinks she can get away with it too. I never in there said the father had to do what he had to do. But yet she quoted me. This is another federal felony. These are all multiple federal felonies committed against me. But yet the court systems allow it, empower it. And not only that, they allow it to continue and take away my rights without even court dates now. I'm just automatically guilty. Is that legal? Let's go back to some more here. Because she, had to put more in here. I have sat in front of people's houses and watched their houses. Let's go to 342 and see what I was talking about.
The accusations and support our systems to do their job. They don't have the funding. They don't have the resources.
I'm talking about our systems needing help.
They don't have the resources to post
and how we should be helping our systems.
Somebody's being accused of misconduct of any sort. Again, that's why I've sat in front of people's houses so many times over my life to watch it for myself and stop it, because the people who were supposed to
I sit in front of people's houses and watch abuse, and I stop abuse. I call police. I've been trained by police.
I knew I could have made a difference.
I want to make a difference and help victims. Did that sound anything like I sit in front of people's houses and just clip out sentences? But yet she was able to print out pages of other videos that made no sense at all, had nothing irrelevant to what she was talking about, just like this. But yet she'll take other videos and just copy sentences to make me look bad. Is that right? So I sat in front of people's houses because people reported abuse, and I sat and watched it for myself and either intervened or called 911. Now, I will tell you, my first gun came from a retired sheriff because they found out what I was doing, and the police departments, multiple police departments, supported me and backed me in what I was doing because they wanted to see right happen, and their hands are tied. This is what happens when our systems, again, are broken and don't do their job and support criminals and not victims. I'm such a horrible person that I try to help people, and I can't sit back, and I put my life in danger. I've been kidnapped, tortured, beaten for doing this stuff. But yet I still continued because I care about people. Wow, I'm a horrible person. Let's go back in what's the next one? Wait until more people die, and then we stand up and blame anything else we can besides the real problem. It was the gun's fault. Not what caused the person to do what they did. Let's go back. Oh, shoot. What time mark was that? God, my guys are starting at 6:35. Let's go.
I could live with myself, let her prove my innocence. I refused to do because I loved her and I cared about her, and that to me was my job as her husband, was to protect her and my kids.
Oh yeah, don't want to talk about protecting her and protecting my kids. It's
been a year and a half since I've been with my kids.
Now it's been 4.
God only knows what they've suffered from. I can prove abuse over and over that I've just over the phone that has taken place.
But judges don't want to hear any of that. I've submitted it. They don't care. I've submitted this to this court for this stuff, and they don't care. Even my videos.
Anything else we can besides.
They didn't watch a single one, obviously.
It was the gun's fault, not what caused the people to do what they did. Something I want to share about guns. I had an F-250 diesel, and I built that thing up to be a powerhouse. I had that truck almost 10 years. It was a powerhouse. That thing would run nose to nose with a Mustang and pull a house. I guarantee you in a crowd, I would do more damage with that truck than I could ever do with a gun, ever. It don't matter how many people you pile in front of that truck, it's going to keep on moving.
It's the truth.
It doesn't matter what we take away from us physically if we don't help ourselves emotionally.
Wow, what a horrible man. A man who wants help, a man who actually speaks the truth. Oh my God, let's damn him.
Kids, right?
Oh, she doesn't. Yeah, do we care about the kids? Our court systems don't even care if our kids are alive.
Right?
They've told me that.
You care about the kids, but you won't investigate. You care about those kids in that house, but we knocked on the door 3 different times, and we can hear them inside, and they even talk to them through the door, but refuse to open the door and let them in. I mean, that kind of shows right there's something wrong, right? But we're just we went and knocked on the door, job's done. No, you go get the cops and you make them open that door. That's your actual job. That's what you do.
Right? Oh my God, I'm a horrible person. Take my kids away from me and throw me in jail. Oh yeah, she tried.
That's not what I'm seeing.
Multiple times.
I'm seeing a bunch of lazy people who don't want to do nothing. Collect a big paycheck, but their word is what's right over wrong, right? Because they're professionals and they're in that seat, and their word is what is taken.
Words are all that's
Not the fact
taken.
they didn't do their job.
Words of a woman over the evidence. I provided 138 documents that proved that she was lying, including my videos. But the judge didn't want to look at none of it. He looked at her instead and said, "Do you have any evidence?" And she said, "Nope." And he said, "All right, damn the man, because he's the one with all the evidence." And she even claimed on record she has none. No witnesses, no nothing. But false, provable lies. But yet the courts still damn me. Year after year after year. No right to defense, take my rights away, found guilty, and an illegal, falsified reports against me filed on record saying that I'm a horrible person. Boy, I'm such a horrible person. Yep, already covered that one. Yeah, I get stoned. I don't drink. I don't do any other drugs. I need help. I've been trying to get help. It's even in here that I've asked for help, and she used that against me in one of these other ones. We'll come up to that later. Do I get stoned? Let's go to 11 minutes and see what I said. Let's see how bad.
I'm not out just to get stoned and bury my head, even though I do that at times through all this emotional trauma that I've been through.
I'm not out to get... Is that what I said?
Cigarettes. You hear me in these recordings in my last video that you hear me hacking up.
Have another cigarette, right? Dealing with this garbage.
I don't turn to drugs and alcohol anymore. I turn to stupid cigarettes, and it's a horrible habit, and I'm trying to kick it. Hopefully I will here pretty soon after I get this stuff done and off my shoulders.
Once again, falsified the words that came out of my mouth and completely lied. Completely lied. Cut out the relevant stuff and just used what she could to damn me. Again, President Trump, I feel your pain, brother, because I'm going through it too. Only I don't get a privileged title in order to save my butt. I just get buried and thrown underneath the gutters and the rugs and run over with trucks, right? That's all I get. So Trump, I feel your pain, brother, because I'm right there with you. Only I don't get help, and I'm turning to you now for help. I tried calling the White House again yesterday and couldn't get through, so these calls are... I'm scared because I don't know how far to push to make these people understand the severity of what is going on here and what it's going to be if I don't get help. Because I will not just roll over and play dead. These are my children. I love my children more than anything in this world. They're the only thing I lived for. I sit every day and I don't know what to do with myself because I don't have my kids. I don't have the structure that kept me where I needed to be in life. To bury all my past pains and look at a future and the children that I could raise and give different. Instead, I have to be forced to watch them get buried in the same shit I did. And a system that I'm standing up and doing what every step I'm supposed to do right. But it doesn't matter what I do right if the systems only do wrong. And yet, they allow this to continue. And my children to be alienated, illegally withheld. I'm not allowed to get phone calls. I don't get the right to file in court. I've done it all. But nobody cares. And we wonder why so many people are dying. Why there's so many problems. Again, just like I've always said, because our systems aren't doing their job. What does it take to get them to do it? This right here is all more federal felony after federal felony after federal felony, lies and abuse. But yet it's all supported by our system. Why?